Good morning, guys, and welcome to I Punt Smart. Racing today from Turffontein, the 4th of March. And yeah, good going. No rain last 24 hours, 12.5 millimeters in the last 7 days. And you can see our exotics picks here underneath the second algorithm exotic picks. All the horses that we've got some notes on for today. That you'll see those notes and when they were actually made, and also for some trainers and some jockeys and etc. But anyway, let's just get going quickly. Try and keep it short and sweet. At the top here, our probability stats in the first race, 15 races, of which in those 15 races, the highest percentage goes to 40% on ORA overall ranking, 40% on bomb roll 84 days, best average merit rating adjusted lengths behind, and that's Lucy English. So pretty much 40% is your highest here. And from a ranking perspective, the artificial intelligence and machine learning is going with Rosario, Godswood, Sheldon, Lucy English. So those 4 horses pops up quite often, and that's the top 4 rated in this race as well. If you look at the bomb roll best average merit rating adjusted links behind at the bottom here, you'll see there was an expeditioner that did much better, and that was 294 days ago. If you don't like it for that much, we can just take out and just concentrate on, let's call it the last, say, 84 days, or make that the last 12 weeks. And it's much smoother then, but then obviously we miss out on what happened in the past. We're only looking at the last 12 weeks. From a bomb roll perspective, the horse in red here, Godswood, going up and down. If you hover over it, you can see who's the actual trainer, who the actual jockey was at the time as well. The one that's gone the lowest on bomb roll is Lucy English. If we take the bat, which is your bomb roll plus your adjusted time together, very little between Lucy English here and on previous Sheldon, which has recently gone a bit worse. So something to take into consideration as well. It was with Gavin Lorena on board. It still is with Gavin Lorena on board. So the last run wasn't as great. And then you've got a little expeditioner popping up here in the middle as well. From the adjusted time, speed rating, median speed, exact distance, median speed, and the collateral form basis. You can see all that on the graphs as well. It does make it easier for you to have a look at the exact rating of each of these horses. And obviously the same applies still. If you wanted to look at the detail, then you can simply just click on the detail here. Whenever you click or unclick any of these things, you'll see it'll change the graphs at the bottom as well. And if you filter them out, like you only want to see today's scores, you'll see your graph will change and your detail will change as well. Valid bomb rolls is of course only within today's distance, so 151 meters in today's distance here. And yeah, it's a tool to help you understand much quicker and easier what you have for the day in store. So yeah, in a nutshell, Rosario, Sheldon, and Godswood. There's also some notes here for you on the track, which are the best things to actually look at from previous experience on the track. But yeah, the guide is always probability stats as your top marker, because that's where you have got the most information on the exact same course and condition and going and everything else. In the second, Zoom Bomber and Prince of Green is the first 2. And then Max the Magician is a good 6 lengths behind them, and the rest of the field hasn't run before, so we don't know. We can't talk for Lucky Lad, for Sean Terry, for instance, or Sandringham Summit, which is also a 7-2. We simply haven't been next to the actual training course to see how these first timers goes. So first timers races you must always take with a pinch of salt, because we don't know what we don't know. In the third, Woman of Fame, Divine Moonlight, Mish Shivey, Arctic Flag. In that order is as far as the ratings is concerned. You'll see in the red here, Wei Chong Mai's only got 1 horse for the day here. Pierce Stratum's got 3 rides for the day here. These flames here, there's 4 horses that's got nice jockey trainer combo flames. which is Keegan DeMille and Sean Terry together, 22% win and 44% places. Matsuniano and Pettigrew, 17 win, 48 places. Jaap Visser with Mr. Kachedi for the season as a 50% win and 50% places on Arctic Flag, which is 75 to 1. So top 4 probability, top rated to finish in the top 4. We'll give you a 68% chance on top 4 for Arctic Flag based on median speed. Now that's not bad for a 75 to 1 shot sneaking in the top 4 there. And then the other one, Richard Fourie, Mike the Cock, Red Hot Rose, 23% winners, 46% places. That's the third race. Fourth race, we have a greenie, and if everything was above board in South Africa, it should walk this race. Pour some sugar on me. As you can see here, it is about 12 lengths better than the field, which means it should really be much better as far as it's currently at 83% return, but really should win. I don't know if there's any collateral form at the bottom here. There is for, let me just have a look at when last any of these horses ran against each other. That's what the collateral form does at the bottom here. And you can see Pour Some Sugar on Me was carrying 60. He's carrying 60 today again. Was 6 behind the winner, where Rocking the Time Away was 14 behind the winner and takes an extra 2.5 kilos today. So that throws the third ranked Rocking the Time Away out the equation here on that run. But that was in Vol Classic run. And actually that day Rocking the Time Away was better on the odds, 70 to 6.5. And Pour Some Sugar was 8, drifted to 16. Down at the bottom here was also Pour Some Sugar on Me. Yielding conditions over the same course and distance, that's what the purple means here, was the best in this field, 3.82 lengths behind what the 0 is the finishing line for this maiden race. And all both 60 kilos. And Pour Some Sugar and Me was 9 lengths or 8 and a bit lengths ahead of Happy Vibes in that race. Again, wasn't expected because it was 12 drifted to 25, where Happy Vibes was 4 drifted to 7, and Flight the Grace was 25 drifted to 100. But be that as it may, Pour Some Sugar on Me did beat Happy Vibes there by 7-8 lengths as well. And if the same applies today with the same Ryan Manga on board, Pour Some Sugar on Me should be quite hard to stop. Rio Supremo, the second race rated here for Jaap Visser. We spoke about Jaap Visser just now. He's only got the 2, and he's got both of them in a row. This one is at 14 for Kachedi, and Visser has a, at least we just say, a 50-50. So they'll be trying with either both or one of them. Race 5. And in race 5, we have no greenies, but a couple of interesting runners. William Robinson, the top rated in this race. You'll see the red here on 0. Means does have the ability, but he's got a better ability over outside of today's distance category. But even so, he does have the best bat CD, which is today's exact course, exact distance, by just the 1 length to Under Your Spell at the nice 8 to 1. Under Your Spell is also a joker. Now, a joker meaning it is a joker because Sean Terry is owner and trainer on this specific horse. That's when the joker pops up there. It is also consistent with the consistency bolt. And Sean Terry has 2 in the race, also got Sound of Warning in the same race. Makot was on form, only got 3 runners for the day. And he's pretty good on the consistency front, 2.35 lengths better than William Robinson on consistency, based on the consistent performer index. So William Robinson, Under Your Spell, Anzen, the other one, Robbie Sage only got the 1 for the day. Keegan Brewer, overall ranking first, exotic ranking first, and total points 92. Very close first to Captain Peg in second, 20 to 1, coming from quite a bit of a rest. Hasn't run at all in the 42 or the 84 days. Last time ran was 22nd of January 23. So William Robinson, Anzen, Under Your Spell, Sound of Warning, basically those 4, and then following Captain Peg, Portamanzana Bingwa. As next best with a bit of question marks here on the blanks in nothing, no data during that time. Moving to the sixth race, and in the sixth race, there's Feathered Boa, that's top rated here, and Lady of Power second rated. And yeah, Lady of Power actually beat Feathered Boa on the last race on the collateral form on the 4th of February. That was when Lady of Power was still Joey Soma's horse and has now moved to Mike Azzi, which is 26th in the country, where Soma is 35th in the country. Striker straight on retains the ride, and Striker's got a 100% place chance for the season with Mike Azzi. But the draw did change a bit, 9 to 11 on Lady of Power, and Feather Boa was a 12, moved into a 4. It is an extra 200 meters as well today, but given Feather Boa got some support last time as well, and it was in yielding conditions last time, the 200 meter on the good conditions shouldn't be too much of a issue. And Richard Fury and Stuart Pettigrew has a 100% win place record as well. So those two are my main two, with none other. The next best at a decent 7 to 1, which does pop up here on ORA and on Exotic, on adjusted time and speed rating, and exact distance, median speed, and exact course and distance back CD. So another one that has to be those three, has to be maybe included in your exotics. Moving on, seventh race. In the seventh race today, that's at 5 minutes past 3, and here Nathan Cotton's only got the one for the day, which is also a joker. In other words, connections between the trainer and the owner. Kamalo on board, top rated, 5 to 1 Royal Victory. Money Heist, only runner for Gareth on Sale, second. East Coast, third rated. Billy Bowlegs, Alec Leeds, only runner, fourth rated. Anfield's Rocket, Grand Maroon's only runner, one of two for Grand Maroon. Interesting here, if you look at the 42 days, 18 lengths better than the field at a 12 to 1 shot, but not proven because it's in red. And also first on the consistency, 0.37 lengths better than Royal Victory on the consistency. So definitely want to be thrown into the pick six, given that there's a flame here as well for Danielson, a 50% win chance. Don't leave Anfield Rocket out of your equation. The more you look, the luckier you get, basically. That's why the tool is there for you to make better decisions. And if you look at the actual probability stats, 37 races we've ranked previously. Turffontein, 1800 meter on Class A. And of those 37 races, the highest percentage is the betting. 36% chance of winning on betting here, and that goes to Royal Victory. What else is also pretty high? Also Royal Victory here, 22% on 168 days on Bomroll, 21% on the Super Rule percentage, 19% goes to Intentions as the winner, which is 33 to 1 Captain of the Green. So a lot to consider if you take risk versus reward into consideration. If Captain of the Green wins that race, then your pick six has special powers. But yeah, I would think that don't leave out Anfield's Rocket on that kind of ability over a shorter distance. If I say over a shorter distance, you'll see that that was given over 1,000 meters. It didn't do as good at the 1600, but it was only the one time, and it was a 28.89 versus Royal Victory's 24.11. Only 4 lengths between them on that one. In fact, it was in the same race, and 60 again, 60, 60 again, 60, 4.5 versus 0.05. So Anfield's Rockets had 4 lengths on that run, but obviously has a much better draw today from a 2 draw rather than the 14 draw the previous time. Race 8. It could be a couple of nice races to watch during the course of the day. Race 8, again, a lot of collateral form there between Litigation, Platinum, Sky Flasher, but Patchy in second base. Interesting that second base gets the top rated overall ranking, 168, and the Bomberol Curve consistency as top rated. Litigation, second rated. Platinum Sky, the other Terry runner, third, and Flashy Apache, one of the Tyrants, actually the only runners, fourth, and the other one, Johnny Hero, fifth. That's the top five in this race. If you look at the back figures here, you'll see Johnny Hero looks very decent on the last day. That's on turf. If you add the valid bomb rolls, then yeah, you have Platinum Sky more or less about the same year. Litigation and second base pretty much the same year as well. And yeah, looking at the collateral form, second base with the change in kilos and Keegan and Yellow taking the ride does not look too bad at that kind of price. Moving over to the ninth race. Need to spend a bit of time on actually looking at the tools. Having 10, 15, 20 minutes is not ideal. The ninth race, top rated Angel of Warrior. You see the flame goes very strong here for Matchett and Venica. They have a 40% chance of winning and an extra 36 of placing. Angel of War top rated. Then, yeah, next best between Cool Winter, Pinch Hit, and Mandalay. Pinch Hit does better at the Val. You'll see those figures looks very good there at the Val, but never know if there was some great improvement there as well. So want to be considered in any case. Mandalay Shalon now is only runner at 20-1 with the claimer Kacheri on board. And I wouldn't throw out the red one here. Why is it red? Because they are playing with the merit rating on this horse. If we look at the rest of that, you'll see that Cool Winter's merit rating did make quite a change recently. So Cool Winter here currently it was years at 81 at the moment, and looking at how it has been moved around from anywhere from in the 70s into the 80s, there is quite a bit of change there on the merit rating. Either the handicapper is not getting it right yet, or the connections are making sure that it's not getting right yet. You can decide which one of those two applies in South African racing. And then in the 10th race, there's Giancarlo, a big red one as well. In the 10th race, Mo the Man, top rated here, but a little bit 3 lengths to find. And then Wolfram, second rated for Mariba and Ashley Fortune. Little joker here as well, saying that Mrs. Fortune is involved here in this horse. A little bit of a present for Mrs. Fortune from Mr. Fortune. And then on the guest list, third rated here, but top on the form, on the intentions to use the form on the total, on exact distance, medium speed, and on exotic rankings. Not one to be left out at that kind of price. With the gear change, blinkers into Alamite flashing there for us as well. So those are the first 3. Motor Man, Wolfram on the guest list, and then Jet Dynasty, Desert Fox, LaFord Beyond. On the JKR combo front, why we do this is to find out what the connections is, and the connections here has a couple of things that says quite nicely to us. Obviously, you can see here is a Pour Some Sugar on Me, and there's a nice Razara and Wolfram that's looking decent there. But looking further down, things like this, Cornish Priest, Marco van Rensburg, Zoom, Bomber, and William Robertson. Looks like a nice little double attempt that will flash up there for you. You can see these quite often popping up, and not always they hit, but they always try. Yeah, Janssen van Vier and Keegan the Melo. I've got a Motor Man here that flashes with second base here. That's a potential little attempt. And further down, yeah, it could be a combination of 2 different jockeys with 1 trainer. But you can see how these improve and how these things start making more sense as the day goes by to find your intentions more clear for the day. Things like Keegan the Yellow, number 1 jockey in the country. He's got only 1 ride for Sean Terry, and that's Woman of Fame. So if you want to pick 6 banker, it's probably as close as what you're going to get for today. Maybe Feather Boa here with Richard Fourie second in the country, going on Stuart Pettigrew, but we just spoke about Lady of Power in that race as well. So maybe that's your second attempt at a pick switch banker from us today. Uh, Otherwise, the more you practice, the luckier you get. You'll see Nathan Cotson in Fashion Red here, with Kumalo here as well, third in the country, 3 runs for the connections since the last winner, which is pretty decent, so they are in form. So there's another royal victory that wouldn't go too far away from trying to win today. Gets much easier if you actually look at it in more time, but we only have 20 minutes, and our 20 minutes is up. So yeah, I'll just pop through quickly on the JTR detail. Here you can see the real standouts. Is the bigger the standouts here, and on that, the biggest standout came for us on the best bet, Pour Some Sugar on Me, which has a 1.32 average over the 22 different categories. And the only reason why it's not better than that is it's sixth here on the statistical form, but otherwise it's very strong. So that horse should already win. But there's a couple of other ones that's standing out nicely, guys. Anyway, if you register, you get a week for free to play around with it. We also have 7,000 sporting events for the weekend, so a lot of busy week ahead. And if you don't have the time, you can always just go on the VIP play, and that's where you get spoon fed of what to do and when to do it. Hope you have a great day.